David, we're here to talk about the rules revisions for 2012-2015, which are just about to come into effect. Can you tell us a little bit more about how the process works?
Well, the process is really a constant evolution. Since 1952, we've had a 4-year process, and that process gives us time to carefully consider each and every proposal that comes our way. They can come from a huge variety of different parts of the game. Obviously, 1 or 2 come from the very highest level, very high profile incidents on a professional tour somewhere in the world, but equally so if there's an issue that emerges even at local level, at club level with amateur golfers. It's about trying to recognize what are repeating problems and problems that we need to look at. So we'll look to develop a program. There may be perhaps up to 100 cases that we look at, possible review subjects, and we look to sift those over time. We obviously liaise closely with the United States Golf Association, which goes through effectively the same process. And over time we look to try and develop proposals that we think will be an improvement. That's what they've got to be. They've got to make things better. If they don't make things better in this kind of complex jigsaw that we're working with, then they will fail. But if they attract enough support, then we'll take them forward, and golfers will see them in the next edition of the rules.
Okay, are you looking to try and minimise the amount of revisions, or is it really more a question of doing what needs to be done?
Yes, I think we're happy with the overall structure of the rules, with the general penalty statements, but there are always things that when you look at them, when they're subjected to real scrutiny, there are little bits and pieces that you think that's not quite right, or that answer is not great, or that penalty does seem unduly harsh, and there may be a better way to deal with that. So constant refinement, trying to make them appropriate for the game. Our great challenge is simplicity versus fairness. We'd love to produce a very simple code, but with golf played around the world, 60 million golfers around the world, the game is inherently complex, and the rules very often reflect that complexity.
And does it ultimately come down to a straight vote on anything that's under consideration, or is it not quite as simple as that? Well,
we look to reach agreement by consensus, and essentially we need both the United States Golf Association and the R&A to agree to a change for it to happen.